morning, everyone. It is Ann with the Graceful Yogi here. Today is a morning class, Saturday morning class that'll be yoga and 60 minutes, and we're going to have our yoga blocks with us. So what I want to do is start, first of all, sitting down on the mat to meditate and set our intention for class today. So I'm going to come down to my mat, and sometimes I use a meditation pillow, which maybe I will. And I'm going to use my little metal bowl here to kind of, hopefully you can hear it. It's a little meditation kind of bowl that actually I received as a gift from my yogi, 𝐵𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. And it's really, so when I tap it on the bowl and I go around, there'll be this beautiful noise. Hopefully you can hear it. And just close your eyes and start to do some nice little deep breaths where you try to inhale to the count of 10 and exhale to the count of 10. And just reset your body. Here we go. Setting our intention for this morning, using our breath through each asana, through each pose, thinking about taking the breath in as deep as possible, opening up that rib cage, opening up the diaphragm, and then exhaling it in a long exhale. If you want to take your hands and place them in prayer right in front of you, let's do one inhale together and begin. Pausing at the top and exhale. Inhale again. Pause at the top and exhale. Beautiful. And now let's just gently open up our eyes and let's roll our wrists around. Nice little circles. You can do them at the same time, one at a time, whatever feels good. And start to bring those arms up to the ceiling a bit. And then just kind of opening up, rotating, nice little circles, extending those arms out to the side. And then taking your hands onto the shoulders, and let's do some nice little shoulder opening. You can make big circles coming forward or reverse, whichever feels good. Do about 4, 5, or 6 of those, and then pause, and then reverse the shoulder roll, sitting up nice and tall. This top of the head tries to reach towards the ceiling. Breathing. And then relax. Arms down to the sides. We're just going to take our right hand and draw it on the outside of the left side of the face. Your fingers kind of go on either side of the ear. And I want you to think about drawing your head towards the right. It's not a tug, it's just a gentle little draw to the right. Let that left shoulder, left arm drop down towards the mat. Feel that stretch on the whole left side of the neck. Pausing there a minute, maybe you reach that left shoulder up a little bit and then you draw it down and just feel the weight of your right hand on the side of your head, drawing the head over slightly. And then let the hand slide across and lift the right side of the head with the hand, and then bring that right hand down, reaching the left arm up, doing that on the opposite side, and then gently just let that head drop over towards the left. And again, think about that right side, the right shoulder, the arm dropping down towards the mat. Use your breath. Maybe you reach that right shoulder up towards the sky and then bring it down and just sort of let that go. And then let your hand just slide across the top of your head and then press that head straight up. Take your hands behind your head, clasp the fingertips together. I want you to think about like drawing your hands, lifting the back of the skull up. You can have your elbows in the peripheral and twist to the right, and then draw back to the center, twist to the left. Just let it gentle and let it flow easy back to the center, over to the right, and to the center, over to the left, and back to center. One more, over to the right, and back to center, to the left, and back to center. Beautiful. And then just reach those arms up in a nice little V. Look up and then come back down, arms down to the sides. Beautiful. We're going to extend those legs out in front of us and kind of pat the tops, pat the sides, bounce them a little bit if that feels good to you. All right, let's come down to our mat on all fours. Nice little quadruped. You can take your meditation pillow or whatever you had underneath you and put it off to the side. I'm going to actually remove my little blanket off of my mat. And now I'm coming to my quadruped here. Let's do some nice big hip openers. So we'll draw over to the right with our hips and draw back almost to a child's pose and over to the left. Big, nice hip circles. We'll do 4 each side. Bend into it. Breathe into it. Last one to the right. And pause. And then over to the left. And nice big hip circle over to the left. And again. I really love these. I do these before I go to bed at night. They're just really nice little hip opener. Open your knees nice and wide. Toes connect towards the back of your mat and slide into your first child's pose. Maybe you grab your yoga block, place your forehead on the yoga block if that feels good to you. Maybe your head goes all the way down to the mat. Take a nice deep breath in here. If you want to extend those arms nice and long or just have them gently relaxed on the mat. Just starting class off with some nice easy opener, stretching, breathing. We'll work our way up to a little more progressive and then work our way back down. Beautiful. Back to your nice little quadruped. And I'm just going to take my block, and it'll be on the right side of where I have my right hand on top of it. And then I'm just going to reach this left arm up and then up. So it's like an opposite sort of gentle twist with a little bit of a level. So just kind of breathe up, look up at your left fingertips if you can. Beautiful. And then come on down, and we're going to go underneath into a nice little twist. Left arm reaches underneath. Right arm can reach nice and long onto the mat. Breathe into this. Going right into this thoracic twist, this upper body twist, which I need more and more these days. And then press back up. Shake it out a little bit. Bring your block over to where you would have your left palm on top of it in your quadruped. And then bend that right elbow and reach that right arm up. Breathing into it. Opening up. Breathing. And now thread the needle underneath, bringing that right arm underneath. Come on down to the mat. Maybe your side of your face connects to the mat. Reaching the left arm nice and long. Breathe into it. Right elbow pulls away from that ear. Beautiful. And now slowly press the left hand into the mat to come back up and kind of shake it out a little bit. Beautiful. Let's curl our toes under, come into bear pose. Knees come off the mat and your hips go back. You're in a nice little bear pose, holding it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you straighten your legs up? Heels off the mat. You're on your tippy toes, high heels, in your downward dog. First downward dog, the heels will slowly come down to the mat, wherever it feels good to you. You may use your yoga blocks if you want to at your hands or not. Let's pedal, bicycle, pedal, bending one knee, opposite knee, back and forth, just opening up. Hello, first downward dog of the morning. Really pressing. Now, remember, I've kind of gone over this. There's a lot of people in yoga that go forward onto their wrists. I want you to push those hips back towards the heels. Make your yoga stance maybe a little tighter where you bring your hands towards those knees. Lift up the kneecaps. So this way you're off your wrists and your balance and your weight is more on the heels. You're getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Drop the head, look in between those knees. Breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Nod your head, a nice, beautiful yes, all the way, chin, all the way kind of up, this nice long yes. Downward dog is an inversion, so we're allowing everything to kind of be floating with the spine. Turn your head to the right for a gentle little no, over to the left. Take your time, just think about the rotation of the spine. You're getting fluids, blood, everything is sort of moving in that neck. As you turn the head to the left and right as gentle as possible. And now walk the hands and the feet together in the center of your mat.
Drop the head down, forward fold. Maybe the hands come behind the thighs, bending the knees slightly. The chest drops onto your thighs, if that's available to you. Find your forward fold and then try to straighten the legs as much as possible. This is difficult. Drop the hands. Open up the feet to hip width apart. Can you step into your palms? Turn the palms up, the hands up. Step into the palms with your feet. Press those toes into the palms. You can have your knees as bent as you want them to be. Whatever feels good, your yoga. Pressing, straightening the legs as much as possible right now. Press the toes into those palms. And now gently release. And let's walk the hands back out, away, the feet back into downward dog. Bicycling again, pressing that hips back towards the heels. Breathing into it. Let's do our first chaturanga. So we're just going to come to a nice little easy plank. Those shoulders are right above the wrists. I like to, when I do my push-up, I come down to the knees, bending the elbows, keeping them tight to the ribs. Inward, upward, upward dog. Inhale. And then downward dog, toes back onto the mat. Beautiful. We are where we are in our yoga practice. There's no judgment. Right leg comes off the mat, three-legged dog. Toes point to the floor. Hold the three-legged dog. Press the chest back to the knee. Right knee comes in as you're in a plank pose, and then draw the leg back up to the ceiling. Right knee comes in towards the right elbow and draw back up. Third set, right knee comes to the left elbow and draw back up. Right leg comes down to the mat. Left leg comes off the mat. Three-legged dog, left side. Breathe into it. Bend that right knee into the center and then come back up. It's like a nice little plank pose. Right knee goes to the left elbow. Left knee. Left knee goes to the right and then back up. And then bring the foot down. Knees come down to the mat. Let's come off those wrists a minute. Slide into child's pose. Knees can be wide or close. Pause a moment there. Reach those fingertips away from you. Slowly draw yourself back up to kneeling. Come forward with the right foot. The knee is bent. I'm going to take my hands behind my back, clasp the fingertips together, draw my arms nice and long behind me. Reach that right foot a little bit further because we want to do a nice little lunge here, but I don't want you to fall into that lunge. I want you to press that right foot, lift the chest up slightly, reach the hands down towards that left leg, hold it here, pressing the right foot, lifting the heart. Your heart lifts up to the sky. It's a heart opener. Breathing into it. Shoulders drop down. Beautiful. And now release, look forward, draw the hip back, release the hands, and draw that right knee back to the left. If you need to pad up underneath your mat, go right ahead. And now we're going to do that same exercise on the left side. And for some reason, it's getting quite warm in here because
I'm working. I'm going to open up my window here. Grab yourself a little bit of water. Whew. All right, let's work that left side. That felt really good on the psoas. So that left leg comes forward. Again, you're going to kind of walk the left foot a little bit further. That right leg is on the mat. And you're going to take these hands behind, clasp them. I like to bend my elbow. Reach the arms down and try to roll the shoulders back, and now tilt the hips a little forward. Tilt the hips a little forward. This is a low lunge, and now reach the heart up. Look up slightly. Reach the hands down and press into that left foot. Breathe, inhaling, exhaling. Find that psoas on the right side, lifting the heart up. And now slowly come back, hips come back, release the arms, and then that left leg comes back. Beautiful. I'm going to take my yoga block and I'm going to put it in between my thighs for a little bit of stability in there. I'm going to curl my toes under. We're going to try a little half camel here. So I'm going to take this right hand and I'm going to bring it back to my right heel. And then the left arm reaches up and you push your hips forward. Squeeze the yoga block. Squeeze the block. Push the hips forward, squeezing. Breathing into it. Hold it. Reach. Lengthen. And then slowly come down. I put my hand on my belly, right hand on the lower back to come back up. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to do the other side and then we'll reverse and lay down onto our mat. So left hand tries to touch this. You can use a yoga block back here too if you want to. If your fingertips can't grab, right arm reaches up, push the hips forward, squeeze the block. Push the hips forward, squeeze the block. Beautiful camel. You can drop the head, you can lift the head, whatever feels good to you. You're just trying to push the hips forward, stretching the belly, stretching the hips, and then slowly come back up. Right hand on the belly, left hand behind, supporting. Uncurl the toes, take the block out, and then come onto your back side of your body, laying down onto the mat. It's really good when you flex one way to allow yourself to relax the opposite way. Beautiful. Let's draw the knees, bending one foot onto the mat, the other foot onto the mat. We're going to do a bridge. And in the bridge, we're going to see if we can clasp our hands together underneath. So you're going to inhale, exhale, lift the hips off the mat, and then roll the right shoulder under, left shoulder under, and can you clasp the fingertips together, reaching those hips off the mat as high as you can. Okay, we do some of this kind of work in Pilates, but this is actually yoga. And you're clasping, rolling those shoulders, lifting, feet are pressing into the mat. The knees want to go away from you. Knees away, press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the shoulder out, unclasp, unclasp both sides, and then now bring one vertebra at a time, your back down to the mat. Last thing to come down is the tailbone. Beautiful. Extend that left leg nice and long. Draw the right knee in. You can take your hands in front of the right knee, the shin, and draw that right knee towards your right armpit. Ooh. Straighten the right leg to the ceiling. Point the toe, flex. Point the toe, flex. Couple more times. Bending the right knee again. And now we're just going to take our left hand opposite side of that knee and twist. Right knee goes over the left. Extend that right arm out. And the knee is still bent. Maybe you use your block to let that right knee drop onto the block if that feels good to you. Doesn't matter. Woof. I'm opening up this right arm. My right arm is very tight, my right shoulder. I'm kind of doing a snow angel with the right arm a little bit, drawing it up above my ear and then over back out to a T. But I'm also focusing on the twist. Focusing on the twist. Yummy. All right, come back to center. Draw that right knee in again. Lift the head up. Look at your left leg. Is it in the center of your mat or did your left leg bow out? Draw it to the midline. Nice little crunch here. And then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Extend that right leg nice and long to your mat. Pause a moment there. Let your back adjust. Let the neck adjust. Wiggle a little bit on your mat. Drawing the left knee into the chest now. Use your hands in front of there. Knee goes towards the left armpit. Just let it go. Let it breathe. Let it stretch. Straighten that leg up to the ceiling. Point the toe. Flex the foot. Point that toe. Flex the foot. Couple more times on your own, and then bending back in. Draw the knee in as close as you can. And now take that right hand on the outside of the left knee. Draw the left knee across the right body, opening up that left arm. Again, you want to maybe have the palm up to the ceiling. Do a little snow angel with that arm if that feels good to you. Breathing, stretching, twisting, shaking out the cobwebs. I like to say, maybe you look to the right with your head, rotate to the ceiling, look over to the left. Twist a little more. A little snowflake, reaching the left arm above the ear to like a V, and then to your nice little T. And then draw yourself back to the center of your mat. Grab that left knee, left shin again, and then chin to chest. I want you to curl up. Look at that right foot. Breathe into it, stretch it, lengthen it, and then come on down. Nice and gentle. Extend the left leg nice and long. You can turn the toes out to the side, turn them in. Go back and forth a few times. It feels really good with your femur bone kind of going in and out. Shake it out a little bit on your mat. Wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful. And now I'm just going to bring my right knee up to tabletop, left knee up to tabletop, hands behind your knees, and you're going to get a little momentum and roll yourself up into a nice little seated. Your toes are tapping a little bit onto the mat. I want you to bring them up, balancing boat pose here, and then arms release, balance on your torso if you want to, your tailbone, if you want to extend the legs out if that feels good to you, or you can keep them bent. We're going to hold it here, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and right foot comes down, left foot comes down. Woo! Sit up nice and tall, knees are bent in. Let's do a nice little seated twist here. Hands go to the back of your mat, bending the right knee in front of you. All right. Right knee bends in front, left knee bends in front of you. What am I saying? Left knee bends in front of you. Right foot is in front, but I want you to bring it around to the outside of that left knee if it's available. Okay? Seated twist. If not, just bring it right here next to that shin of the left leg. Otherwise, if you can do a nice little seated twist, just join me. I'm going to take this right hand, place it behind me like part of an easel, and then reach, twist to your right. Use the left hand as a little lever to find that twist, sitting up as tall as you can. The head is lined up. The crown of the head is trying to be just the same on that same pole or sphere or whatever word I can think of with the spine, looking over my right shoulder. Gently, I'm just going to take my head and now look over my left shoulder. Left shoulder. Breathing into it. And then tilt the head slightly. Tilt the head slightly again for that nice stretch on the right neck, right side of the neck. Draw it back to center. And now release the arms. Right arm to right foot, left arm behind you. Look over the left shoulder. Draw the shoulders down. Don't have them squeeze up to the ears. Draw them down. And now look with the head to the right. And then look to the left. And back to center. Release the hands, release the feet. Shake them out a little bit on your mat. Bend the right foot, bend the right knee, put the right foot on the mat, bend the left foot. We are going to do reverse tabletop. Hands, fingertips point towards your hips. And all it is, just do what you can do. This is my first one doing this in a long time. Lift those hips up. Lift the hips up. Maybe your head looks up at the ceiling. Maybe it looks forward. Whatever feels good. Squeeze the bum, lift, 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 squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Woo! This kills my shoulders a little bit because they're so darn tight. And now slowly, I'm just going to come down nice and easy with my bum. And then extend the legs out nice and long. Take your time releasing those hands off the mat. And can you reach the arms up to the ceiling and do a forward fold? A forward fold. Let the heart come towards the ankles. Don't just flop into a forward fold. Reach with your heart. Reach with your heart. Beautiful. And now kind of walk yourself up, stacking the spine. Let's do the seated twist on the right side. Right knee bends in, okay? And you're going to take that left leg on the outside of the right leg, if that's a possibility. Sitting up tall, use your hands in front of that left shin. And I'm going to take this left hand, put it behind my back, reaching the right arm up, reach up, 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 up. And now gently twisting to the left, using my right arm as a lever. And then I look over my left shoulder. Since we did all that twisting already in the neck, my neck feels pretty darn good. I'm going to maybe look over to the right with my head and my eyes, and then come back to my left. And then gently release the hands, leave the legs where they are. Grab the left hand, left ankle, right arm goes underneath. You want to try to use that leverage of your right hand to kind of straighten your back up. And you're going to look over to your right shoulder. In this position, can you just take your eyeballs and look into the left sockets, left side, and look to the right, and look to the left, just with your eyeballs, to the right and to the left. And then now take your head over to the right, to the left, excuse me. And then tilt the head a bit. Draw the head back up. And now release everything. Hands come back behind. Extending out. I haven't done a fish pose in a long, long time, and I'm thinking we ought to just try it for kicks and grins. Fish pose is laying down onto the mat. Okay. One thing we can do is we can use our block. Bend the knees a moment, lift your hips off the mat and put the block widthwise underneath your hips, lower back area underneath the hips, not lower back, but below the lower back tailbone area. Thank you. Some people like to do it lengthwise. I'm just going to go with my with it, you know, my hips are resting on it. And then what we do is we kind of lift the chest up and sort of roll the shoulders underneath like what we did before, okay, in our bridge. This time we're extending the right leg out and then the left leg out. Point the toes, the feet are together, okay? Some of you may be able to, I'll demonstrate where you lift the hips up and you put the block on the second highest level. And now you can kind of clasp the hands together underneath and then you extend the legs out nice and long. Shoulders roll under. It's pretty darn good. It feels pretty good. My hips are kind of flopping on either side of this block. Rolling those shoulders under. This is kind of Iyengar, where we hold the poses for a bit, allow for the body to open up. Breathe into it. Lengthening, pointing the toes, being strong in the legs. And then when you're ready, bend the knees, put the feet on, lift the hips up, take the block out from underneath, one vertebrae at a time, bring the hips down to the mat, extend the legs, extend the arms out to the side, palms face up. lengthening. You're in a bit of a starfish position, and you just allow the body to relax a second here. Very nice. Rolling to the right side. Come on up into your quadruped again. Curl the toes under. Let's come up into a downward dog. Nice downward dog in here. The hips feel more opened up. Legs feel longer. Whew. Beautiful. Lifting the right leg off the mat. Gentle lengthening. Feel me pulling that right leg away from you. And now I want you to draw that right knee, right leg in, step forward in between the hands, grab a block, turn the left foot out. We're preparing for triangle on the right side. Come on up. I have my block in my right hand. I'm just going to extend my arms out nice and long. I'm going to reach with that right side of my body as long as I can, like on a piece of glass. Bring that right hand down, block right there, and then left arm reaches up, and you're in your lovely little triangle. Is your right heel in the center of the left foot? Adjust that. Look down. Find your triangle. Twisting the thighs outward, rotating the thighs outward. Bend that left elbow, place the hand in the small of the back, come up just slightly and twist a little more. Can you look up at the ceiling? Can that left shoulder open up a little more? Push the feet into the mat. Push the feet into the mat. And now left arm releases. Draw the right arm up. Hold it there a second at an angle. Hold it. And now come on back up and open up those arms and bring them down. Grab your block. Hop to center. Shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to do that whole thing on the left side. Maybe I'll grab a sip of my tea. All right. Step forward with your left foot. Right leg opens up. Right foot is pointed out, turned out. That left heel is in the center of the right foot. Left, right, left foot. Open up. I've got the block in my left hand. My arms are nice and long. My hips are kind of moving around. That feels pretty darn good. And then we just reach as far as we can. Again, on that left side, push the left foot, bring that block down. Or maybe you don't use a block. Yogi's choice. Right arm up to the ceiling. Breathing into it. Breathing into it. Straighten the legs as much as possible. You don't have to overflex, but make them nice and long and strong. And now bend that right elbow, place the hand in the small of the back, come up slightly, turn and look up at the ceiling. Opening up that right shoulder, breathing into it. Release the right hand back up to the ceiling. Ooh, beautiful. Oof. My right hip, right side needs just a little bit more stretch. And now I'm just going to come up 3/4 of a way, lift that left arm and move. Hold it there, hold it there, and now come on up. Open up those arms and relax. Bring the legs together. Shake it out. Let's do a tree pose, balancing pose. Here's a suggestion. We're going to do it for 1 minute. Put the timer on. But if you don't want to do a tree pose, what you can do is put the block on your thigh. I'll demonstrate. I don't know how long I can do it. So I'm going to put the block on my thigh, and this will be my pose instead of the tree pose. Okay? So I'm going to try to balance this block on my thigh and balance myself as I'm falling over right there for 1 minute. Okay? So whenever we're balancing, find your point of concentration. Will be on the left leg, raising that right leg wherever, however you want to do it. Okay? Gently begin. And release. Shake it out. Take your time. Check out the standing leg. And we're going to do that opposite. Block on the left thigh for 1 minute. Okay? Here we go. And begin. And release. Shake it out. I feel like I want to do that series again. So your choice is the block, a tree, or let's just for kicks and grins, see if we can lift the right leg and extend that right leg forward if that's available to you. Okay? 60 seconds, 1 minute, choice of the block, tree pose, or extend the leg out in front of you. Okay? Here we go. 1 minute on my timer and begin. And release. Left side. I can only do 30 seconds with holding my leg out. And then I went to a tree. So any combination that works for you, go for it. It's all fun. It's no biggie. It's just trying to balance and hold yourself in concentration. Okay, so we're going to be on that right leg. Take your time and begin. And release. Well, I know what I have to do. I got to work on my balancing. I was all over the board. All righty, here we go. Let's come to the back of our mat. We're going to do 2 chaturangas, and then we're going to come down into our shavasana. All right, so we're at the back of our mat. Standing up nice and tall, mountain pose. Inhale, arms come up to the ceiling. Roll on down 1 vertebrae at a time. Open up those feet hip width apart. Walk the hands out nice and easy to your downward dog. Pause a moment in the dog, finding your stretch. Inhale to a plank pose. Exhale down to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Second set, inhale to a plank. Exhale down to a push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Look up, step in between your hands. Forward fold. Open up those feet, hip width apart. Little further, open up the toes, a little further, wider. Sit down into Bakasana, waiting for the bus. Elbows in between those knees. Look to the right. Look to the left. Back to center. Place the hands down to the mat. Dump the head. Lift the hips. Turn the feet in. And let's bend our knees and come down to our mat, onto our back, into Shavasana. Last couple minutes in Shavasana. Take your time, rolling down to the mat. Maybe you do a nice little forward fold on your mat for a second, seated forward fold, and then rolling on down 1 vertebrae at a time. Take your time to come down to the mat. Hands can gently, palms open up to the ceiling, laying there nice and gentle, legs relaxed. Letting everything go, Shavasana, corpse pose. Reflecting back on the work that you did, the breath that you drew in and exhaled, the intention you set, the opening of your heart, the breath. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms above your head, stretching your legs away from you, taking your time, rolling to the right side, knees bent, elbows bent, in the fetal position, pausing there a second. Taking your time to come up to a seated pose where we began at our class. Placing your hands either on your knees or in front of you, palms together. We're going to do one Om. I like to think of the Om as I'm actually working the muscles in my throat to be able to speak out into the world. So that's how I feel when I use my Om, is it vibrates my vocal cords and allows me to have a voice in the world. So we're going to just take a nice inhale. Second one, inhaling. Bowing my head in gratitude for class today, for showing up, for being here, for yourself, for myself, for the group, for your own practice. Gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today.